Hey there and welcome back to another video. Today all we have are some news on the Trello page and this video right here. As you can see, that's some Precursor stuff. Yes, this is the Antechamber, which is basically the chamber before the aquarium. We just see a developer talk about it and show some of the animations that we are gonna see in there. So this is a 5-minute video, I'm just gonna play it and hope you enjoy it.
Okay, so it's kind of a long view of the chamber, but you should be able to see everything in motion. I have two sequence parameters here, booleans. One's for the lower spinner and one's for the upper spinner. I'll do the upper one first. There's a little extension, they start spinning and it extends out. I can modify the timing of this to some extent, but yeah, that's basically the sequence. So this would be for fabricating new crystals or something along those lines. And yeah, the sequence could be adjusted so that the spinners could start after it extends or something like that. There's an oscillation in the spinning up there so it doesn't look so regular. So yeah, there's a little bit of a, you'll notice that it doesn't feel like they're always spinning at the same speed up top. That's an extra added layer of animation on there. Alright, so lower sequence, inner column, this would be for lowering it to the player's height. Right now, so this would be the position when the player first comes in, and as they get near it, if I understand correctly, this would activate or deactivate, it would extend downwards, and then the player would have access to it. The height of the exosuit, that's a fairly comfortable height, a little bit higher than the normal hand height, so that should be okay. We don't think we need to lower the spinner into the ground or anything like that. Right now, there's just one spin animation that activates during the, well, that spins in one direction when it activates and deactivates. I could make a secondary one pretty easily that spins in the opposite direction, so it'd be sort of like a nut bolt situation. It spins one way to extend it, spins the other way to retract it. But right now it just does that. So, and this can be sequenced slightly differently too, so we could have it spin for a little while and then extend, whatever the purpose would be. So those are the two. I'm gonna turn these guys on. Okay, so then we have outer columns. So since these might be tied to lights or something along those lines, I'm just going to leave these outside of the sequence. So when the player approaches it, maybe like this could be the natural state right here, and then when the player approaches it, they could all get out of the way, or maybe they're like lights so that when the player nears the thing, they extend and turn on. It might get slightly in the way of drilling, but I don't think so. I think that's just low enough that might not be a problem. Upper outer columns as well are up there, so if they were to be tied to the lights when the player nears the location, there's a boolean that can turn them on and off. And yeah, sorry for this taking a little bit of time, but when I played the sequence here in Engine, there was just a few issues that need to be fixed up, and since the sequence is being broken up in a different way, I need to go through that. But let me know if I need to animate a counter rotation for this sequence for the lower one. Otherwise, oops. Yeah, there you go. All in all, and this is mixable and so on. So if you say, oh, I just want to have the spinning happen after the main column extends, that's easy enough to do. I mean, each one of these is on their own parameter here. Except for the oscillate. The oscillate runs with whenever it spins up. So there's an extension animation for each one of those plates. Spin up and spin down. The inner column outer column extension. The lower inner outer column extension. And the inner column extension. And the spinner. And I can create a counter spinner. And then the two sequences are just putting a few of these parameters to trigger at the same time so that they just all run as one. Yep, okay. And that is that.
On the Trello page we now also have some new cards added. First of all, we have the fixed red blood to keep ESRB E10. I have absolutely no idea what that means. Probably something with the H rating, but I'm not sure. We also have a fade checkbox to reduce pop-ins, which basically means that structures don't pop in but slowly fade in, as you can see on this picture right here. And we also have a peeper with a cape on it. We can see aquarium tubes in here. We have no idea what that means. And no more teleporter in aquarium, which is really strange, because according to what we know right now, the Emperor only was able to live for that long because creatures from other biomes entered teleporters and were teleported there and established a functioning ecosystem. So without the teleporter, that's kinda hard. But we'll see what solution they have for us. We also have a card for the terminal cinematic, which basically just says animation of HUD being open, flip 3 switches sequentially and then close the HUD. And we have an animation for the prawn, which is called sit setup, which I have no idea what this is for, but I feel like it looks awesome. There will also be telepathic dialogue for the Emperor, which will trigger early in the game, I guess, which will be very nice. And yes, this is already it again. I hope you enjoyed it anyways, and I hope you're hyped for 1.0 just as much as me. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!